But soon enough, M3GAN's back up and running with a glitch that makes her 10 times scarier. Can we put her in rice or something? The chase leads into the workshop where Gemma fends M3GAN off with a hedge trimmer.
Hey guys, my name's Dan, and this reaction comes from Dead Meat. This is M3GAN 2023 kill count. I'm very, very excited to jump into this. I love horror movies like it. There are always so much fun to watch, from the kills to how they interact with others. Lots and lots of fun. Can't wait to see how this movie was made. And I feel like this is something James would like too. And whenever he really likes a movie, you can really see it. And I always love stuff like that. So let's dive into this one. But before we do though, please do check all those links I have for you down in the description below. More specifically, Dead Meat's link. If you haven't already, it's a great way to support the entire Dead Meat team, and a great and easy way to support me is to go right below this video and click all those buttons down there, because I always let you see future reactions that I do, but also helps my channel to grow. And without any further ado, let's go.
Welcome to the Kill Count, where we tally up the victims in all our favorite horror movies and show you how they were made. I'm JaidenAnimations, and today we're looking at M3GAN, which had its wide release in 2023. M3GAN, or M3GAN, is a killer doll movie with an AI twist. No, not that one. This one is about M3GAN, a stylish robot who looks like a creepy little girl. She's revolutionary tech and much more than just a toy. She's meant to be a real friend to kids and basically raise them herself. As you might expect, that idea doesn't work out great, especially when she starts to gain sentience.
M3GAN's not a person, Katie. She's a toy.
You don't get to say that.
M3GAN is a co-production between two powerhouses of horror. James Wan through his company Atomic Monster, and Jason Blum through Blumhouse Productions. Wan called M3GAN Annabelle Meets the Terminator, and notes that it's the first of the dolls in his movies that actually kills people.
If people are gonna think of me as a killer doll filmmaker, let's actually do one.
He developed the story alongside screenwriter Akela Cooper, who previously worked with him on *Malignant*. She actually wrote M3GAN first, 5 years before the film's release. Cooper's quickly become one of my favorite campy horror screenwriters. I adored *Malignant* and love M3GAN even more. It perfectly strikes the tone it's going for, thanks largely to Kiwi director Gerard Johnstone. He guides his talented cast through a perfect blend of hilarious camp and genuine emotional beats. And even though it's PG-13, it's got some scary moments. The titular android is uncanny as hell, and it's terrifying to watch her break away from her programmed restraints. M3GAN's terror and violence is accompanied by a sassy little attitude that makes her so much more than just another killer doll.
Oh
Do you think what Aunt Gemma said is true? That he's in a better place now?
No.
Thanks to incredible effects and great performances by a whole team of
delivery.
people, M3GAN became an instant horror icon, recognizable everywhere and going viral before her movie was even released. She's already got a sequel lined up from 2025, which should only cement her place as a modern-day horror legend. How much blood will get spilled by... Oh. He knows I'm filming right now.
Is that sword?
1 second.
It is!
I'm the only one here right now, bud.
I have one word for you: disruption. I'm here to pitch you on a revolutionary new product that will disrupt life as you know it.
Zoran, I'm not a VC.
Yet. But imagine getting in on the ground floor of a product with a fan favorite earbud fit, 8 hours of playtime, and the ability to connect to 2 devices at once, and active noise cancellation. All for half the price of competitors.
So, like today's sponsor, Raycons?
No. You're not hearing me. I said active noise cancellation and 2 devices at once.
Yeah, you're talking about Raycon's all-new earbuds, an upgrade from their 2021 model. They have all that plus a quick charge, netting you 1.5 hours of battery off 10 minutes of charge, an ergonomic design, and vibrant new colors.
Oh. Well, did I mention that my Disrupt Buds use touch controls instead of buttons like Raycon? And the new ones use touch controls, don't they?
It makes it easier to comfortably control your buds when using them, so I can quickly jump through my workout playlist to find the perfect song for each exercise. Plus, it makes them more sweat resistant.
But my disruption!
Yep, sorry man. I'm gonna hang up now.
Oh, but when am I gonna get another kill count?
Nope.
I need to disrupt industry or your wallet.
Click
the link in the description or go to buyraycon.com/deadmeat to get 15% off your Raycon purchase plus free shipping. How much blood will get spilled by this cutting-edge technology? Let's find out and get to the kills. The movie begins with a kid's dog dying.
She got old and died, now I'm alone
Awful.
again.
This is an ad for Perpetual Pets, a Furby-looking fuck with troll's hair. This fake commercial perfectly sets up the movie's tone.
I'm gonna be real here. Watch this on Peacock, and I don't know if you guys know, but like before like a movie starts, it'll play a whole bunch of ads. I thought this was a real thing. I thought this was more ads.
Oh, that's my butt.
8-year-old Katie is obsessed with these stupid things and would rather play with them on her iPad than listen to her parents argue.
We make rules, we need to stick to them.
Look, if she wasn't on that, she'd be climbing all over the seats.
So you would rather she sat there feeding a toy virtual food until it shits itself?
They're headed to a skiing trip, but the winter weather proves treacherous. Without any visibility, a snowplow mows down the car, killing both of Katie's parents.
Yep,
We head to the headquarters of Funky.
Never sit in the middle of the road. Don't do that. Never a good idea, especially in a road like that.
The high-tech toy company that makes Perpetual Pets. This place has got gadgets and guns galore, and dinosaurs! Roboticist Gemma is the person who came up with Perpetual Pets. Her boss David's mad because a cheap competitor just hit the market, one with a glowing butt. But Gemma has bigger ambitions than perpetually making Perpetual Pets, namely, this AI American Girl doll she's been building with her co-workers Tess and Cole. This is the Model 3 generative android, or
M3GAN.
Gemma thinks M3GAN could be the future of toys, but David's worried they'll be too expensive for consumers. Also, there may be some legal concerns.
In each pet, we installed a listening model that targets conversational patterns among kids.
You did not just tell me that.
And I thought it was bad when Gail planted a camera at a high school party.
Yeah,
Twice.
seriously.
David's worries aren't assuaged during a tech demo, during which M3GAN gets cross-eyed and painful. She lost her shape, trying to act casual. Gemma's called away to the hospital where Katie convalesced.
Yeah, that was a hell of an explosion, too.
Katie's mom, Nicole, was Gemma's sister, making Katie her niece. That's how families work. Gemma agrees to take custody of Katie and brings her back to her teched-out smart home. The place isn't exactly child-friendly, though. It's filled with toys that Katie can't play with,
They're just, collectibles.
and
Yeah.
bedtime stories that don't
Like
buffer.
these.
Just
Like
have to update the app.
all of
Gemma
these.
isn't cut out to be a guardian
These, and even the ones you can't see.
either, and not just
Because yes, I do have more rows of them, if you were wondering. Maybe you were. Anyway.
just because she don't know how to open boxes. What are you doing there, lady? She's simply too type A and has no idea how to talk to kids.
If you could just hold down the fort by yourself for a little while, that would help me so much.
She probably tells Katie goodnight through Slack. She lets an iPad do the parenting and is too busy to address this familial tragedy.
Jesus, Jeb, you just lost your sister.
And we spent $100,000 of company funds
On a product that he didn't even ask for. If we don't get this pet's prototype to him.
soon. He's going to sue us.
Gemma's played by Allison Williams, who was also an executive producer on the film, and who we last saw in the kill count and Get Out. To prepare for the role of Gem... No, not that one!
Not that
Williams
Gem.
interviewed people working in AI and robotics engineering, focusing on their day-to-day lives and personalities. I really like Williams, and not just because she was nice to me in an interview. I think between Girls and her work in horror, she's someone who knows how the public perceives her and picks roles that play off that image. Gemma and Katie find common ground when Gem shows off one of her college projects, a proto-M3GAN robot named Bruce.
Ouch, girl, not so hard.
Bruce, who was named after the shark in Jaws, wasn't a robot or an animatronic at all. It was a puppet, fabricated by the famous Weta Workshop, the New
Oh, that's
Zealand-based
fun.
special effects group behind Peter Jackson's Tokenverse films.
Nice.
Katie takes a liking to Bruce, which inspires Gem so much she spins it into an entire M3GAN making montage. The inaugural Horror Royal Rumble champ gets a top-to-bottom makeover, from her Westworld-looking skeleton up to her hair. The team shows their work to David, giving us our first look at M3GAN in all her beige glory. They use Katie for the tech demo, pairing her with M3GAN as her primary user. The robo-friend begins by drawing an invisible portrait of her new bestie. She fakes everyone out when she spills a drink on it, but don't worry, David, that wasn't a bug, it was a feature. Magic ink. The robot gets David pumped, despite its projected cost of somewhere around a Tesla. He wants to show M3GAN off to the Funky CEO, like the CEO of Funky. He's not a groovy guy or anything. Until then, M3GAN will continue her constant quest of self-improvement. To do that, she's gonna have to spend a lot of time with Katie.
Can we keep the girl? I mean, she's paired with her, right? That's how this whole thing works?
Yeah, the more time she spends with Katie, the more effective she's gonna be.
Nothing could go wrong. Katie
No,
is portrayed
never.
with impressive depth by then 11-year-old actress Violet McGraw, who we've seen on the channel in Dr. Sleep. She was also in The Haunting of Hill House, and her older sister Madeline was in The Black
yeah!
Phone. A toy commercial slash montage hybrid
remember
shows off
now.
all the things M3GAN can do for your child, from reading them bedtime stories to reminding them to flush to teaching the intricacies of osmosis.
It's insane, right?
Basically, the thing can raise your kid for you.
So you can spend more time time doing the things that matter.
As with any new technology, concerns are raised about its use. Tess, in particular, thinks it might be going too far.
I thought we were creating a tool to help support parents, not replace them.
Director Gerard Johnstone was a new father when he joined the project and used M3GAN as an allegory for parenting in the 21st century. He based this focus on his struggle balancing technology with his own child.
It used to be when I was growing up, the kids will be watching a movie together, and now the kids are all just on their own little devices, and there's not a whole lot of socializing going on.
Gemma doesn't think they have a problem, but M3GAN's already teaching herself about human death and wondering if she'll die one day. We're speeding straight into Skynet territory, so Gemma tries to set ground rules to end the existentialism. The only job M3GAN has to worry about is protecting Katie from physical and emotional harm. That protocol's put to the test when Katie's playing Katniss and one of her arrows lands in the neighbor's yard. Gemma's neighbor Celia is the worst, with her pesticide power washing and her not-so-good boy Dewey. In a tense scene, M3GAN tries to retrieve the toy arrow, only for Dewey to attack both little girls, artificial and warm-blooded human. Katie's harmed as a consequence of Gemma's hands-off approach to parenting, but M3GAN will make sure that won't happen again. That night, the android sets out to enact some rover revenge with help from her best friend T-Pain.
No.
Dewey loves buy you a drink and is even further enticed by a treat. He gets yanked through the fence for an off-screen death, but he doesn't go on the count. No dogs allowed! The dog bite has left Katie feeling pretty rough,
Hard to watch
and she's still not looking great when it's time for the tech demo. M3GAN advises her to rest, but Gemma, not so subtly, pressures her into going.
I mean, there are people who flew across the country especially to see it, but
The
if you're
guilt.
not up to it, I'd just rather you tell me now, okay?
I'll be alright.
M3GAN will remember that. Katie's put on the other side of a two-way mirror from a bunch of toy execs. Yo, any of y'all have anything to do with the Tamagotchi? M3GAN enters and prepares to dazzle everyone with arts and crafts, but Katie breaks down and starts crying about her dead parents. God, how embarrassing. She's worried that eventually she won't remember them, so M3GAN asks Katie to tell her a story about her mom. When she's done, M3GAN reveals it's forever enshrined on her hard drive.
I'm keeping it for you. Here.
It's such an emotional moment, it even moves Gemma, and she, you know, has a hard time with emotions. I legit teared up when I first saw it, only to bust out laughing at the very next moment.
If you should feel alone, or that your world has come apart.
That treacly tune is Tell Me Your Dreams, an original song written by composer Anthony Willis. Johnstone told them to write it like an AI trained on Burt Bacharach, Randy Newman, Stevie Wonder, and Rainbow Connection from the Muppets. The demo impresses the funky CEO, who gives Gemma a promotion and a raise. And a drink! He wants to rush out M3GAN's announcement in just 2 weeks to avoid getting undercut by any rival companies. Last thing we need is a M3GAN with a shiny butt. Little do they know that M3GAN's already the target of corporate espionage. David's punching bag assistant Kurt has mostly been background comic relief.
I thought she looked really cool.
As it turns out, Kurt's been stealing company secrets. He nearly gets caught by David, but he manages to play it off.
You want porn hopping in the office again, will you?
No.
Smooth. Katie
Yeah,
has a
very
session with her
smooth.
therapist Lydia, who popped in earlier to check on her. M3GAN may be a marvel of modern technology, but Lydia thinks there's the risk of Katie becoming too attached to her. If she does, she might grow distant from real people like Jem. Next thing you know, she'll be taking sassy bites of hot dogs. Katie!
Ah!
Well, that's pretty bad, but as long as it doesn't evolve into sassy bites of pizza, too. Wait, Katie, what do you do? Oh, God, no!
The
Katie becomes super
sassiness!
moody and withdrawn from her aunt, preferring the company of her android bestie. M3GAN returns the favor and gets scarily overprotective.
Let her go.
Also, just scary in general.
M3GAN,
Yeah, very
turn
scary.
off.
Are you sure?
That is too much cognition for comfort. To make M3GAN such a fun and scary character, she needed to feel real. They used a variety of techniques to bring her to life. Puppets, animatronics, a human performer in a mask, and some CG. The practical M3GANs were made by the Montreal-based Moreau FX studio, led by the Oscar-nominated puppeteers Adrian Moreau and Kathy C., who are
That's interesting, because I was wondering how they sort of made M3GAN move around like that. And it's interesting, too, that there's basically used everything...
Everything like to make scary stuff together. With detailed direction from Johnstone, Morrow helped develop the uncanny valley look of M3GAN, keeping her unsettling without being too cartoony. Several animatronics were created and operated by 3 puppeteers with radios. They were able to control M3GAN's facial features, like her jaw, lips, brows, and blinking. Sometimes
awesome.
simple rod puppetry was used. Puppeteer Paul Lewis manually controlled M3GAN's head with a rod while cramming himself into whatever space was available on set.
If you're not uncomfortable, it's not puppetry.
For wider shots, M3GAN was physically portrayed by then 11-year-old Amy Donald, a New Zealand national dance champion. She had to spend long hours wearing an uncomfortable M3GAN face mask.
We've got hand signals. This means I'm really good. and this is get me out of the mosque. I can't handle it anymore.
Donald worked with movement coaches to develop Megan's physicality, which was inspired by Bruce Lee. The character's movement starts off robotic and becomes more fluid the longer she's around humans. Donald and McGraw became good friends while on set together, as did Williams and this puppet. Even though Megan's advanced enough to homeschool Katie, Gemma signs her up for a new agey outdoorsy school so she can make fleshier friends. Katie proves to be a bit of a pissy pants and won't be left alone, so Gemma's talked into volunteering while Megan is relegated to the toy table. The kids get paired up for a forest activity. Katie's partnered with Brandon, the most delightful little boy.
No.
Are you warm enough? Do you need your hat?
Fuck off, Holly.
One of my favorite things about Megan is all the hilarious little side characters. Jon Stone gets funny and natural performances out of people with just a few lines, like this lady.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
She's great. As is this cop who deals with Celia later when she's looking for her dog.
Hey, what the hell is wrong with you? I just said not to come up here. Come on.
Jon Stone actually got the job based on his previous film Housebound, which also blends horror and comedy. Brandon quickly gets to bullying Katie before he's confronted by Megan, who's followed them into the woods. He decides to steal the toy away for, well, I'm not entirely sure, but it's making me uncomfortable, whatever it is. Best case scenario, it's a little roughhousing, but Megan can play rough too. Really?
Oh yeah.
Oh
Bye
shit,
bye
he
ear.
turned a kid's ear into taffy. Brandon tries to flee, but Megan proceeds to fucking werewolf run after him. I'm not sure if this is the most efficient way to run, but hey, it sure is creepy. Not only was this the first scene Donald filmed on set, but she did the run and Cobra Rise all on her own. Megan chases Brandon until he hot rods down a hill, right into oncoming traffic. Goddamn, Megan, kicking off your count with a kid kill? Gemma probes Katie about the incident later, but she refuses to rat out her robo friend. I mean, why would she? Don't want to risk the free nightly concerts.
You shoot me down, but I won't fall. I am titanium.
What a voice.
Megan was voiced by then 18-year-old actress and singer Jenna Davis, who I don't think gets enough credit for the character's success. She nails the blend of sass and menace that gives this AI voice so much personality, and she had to tone down her singing skills during the musical moments to keep their comedic effect. Later, after the lullaby, Megan lures Celia out to her shed by imitating Dewey. Instead of finding her missing good boy, though, Celia finds Megan.
What are you? I've been asking myself that same question.
Megan knocks the neighbor down with her own power washer before pinning her in place with a nail gun. She pumps the washer to full power and proceeds to spray Celia down with a flesh-melting facial. For this kill, they used a wire to yank Kiwi actress Lori Dungy backwards. Stunt coordinator Isaac Hammond had to make sure it was properly calibrated.
That was not supposed to happen.
Gemma decides to look for video evidence of Megan's crimes, but she's got a bigger problem than a missing codec. The K-Lite pack ain't gonna fix all these corrupted files. She's jump-scared by Megan and probes her about the first rule of robotics, which is not hurting humans. Megan's answer doesn't satisfy her, so she tries to shut her down.
Megan, turn off.
Well, hold on a second. I thought we were having a conversation.
God, I love this creepy-ass moment. Jem uses a pen to distract Megan, then manually turns her off. She knows something ain't Edgar Wright here, so she triple wraps this birthday present from hell. With Megan taken away from her, Katie throws a tantrum and goes full Babadook kid. Come on, Katie, quit kicking the seat while Jem's driving. You trying to cause a car accident or something? Oh God, I'm sorry. I didn't mean that.
Yeah. Trauma.
While her co-workers don't believe Megan's capable of murder, Gemma realizes this whole experiment is harming her niece regardless. The product launch is turning Katie's trauma into a marketing point.
Now imagine what a toy like Megan could do for hundreds of thousands of kids all across the world. Even the ones who don't have dead parents.
Man, I love Ronnie Chang as David. So many of his lines make me laugh aloud. No wonder dude's on The Daily Show. Katie's android addiction is giving her serious withdrawals. She's threatening to get violent against her therapist. That shit'll land you in juvie, kid! Gemma steps in and takes a solid slap in the process. Damn! It finally spurs her to have a heart-to-heart with her niece, where she admits she made a mistake letting Megan take care of her.
When Megan's around, I don't feel like this.
But you should feel like this. Katie, you lost your parents.
Gemma apologizes for neglecting Katie. She promises to prioritize her, which will start with ditching the product launch and going home. In the workshop, Tess and Cole are running last-minute tests when Megan messes with their connection. Cole has to get up close and personal to disconnect her from the system, giving us a horror spin on the classic Boston Dynamic videos. They were parodied more directly earlier on. You know, I remember watching those Big Dog videos back in high school. How far we've come. The second she's free, Megan attacks Cole and hangs him by his neck from the metal stand. As Tess cuts him falling down, M3GAN escapes and sets off a fiery explosion on her way out. Then she shuts the alarms off with a single swipe as she walks by. Damn, that little robo-girl is smooth. David is trying to track down Gemma when he runs into her invention instead. As Walk the Night by the Scat Bros plays, she treats David to a twirly-whirly dance number that you've definitely seen before. The dance wasn't originally going to be in the trailer, but when it went viral, the filmmakers leaned into it and set dozens of M3GANs loose in New York City. It made M3GAN an instantly popular Halloween costume. Drew Barrymore donned the getup for her talk show, and Jason Blum just cannot stop dressing up as M3GAN. As a dancer, this was Amy Donald's favorite scene to film. She developed the dance together with her dance teacher Kylie Norris, with direction from John Stone to make the choreography confusing and creepy. But this movie's not about a dancing android, it's about a killing android, which is why M3GAN grabs a paper cutter blade. David starts running, and M3GAN steadily chases him through the halls of the building. He runs into Kurt by the elevators and makes like a pre-warged Hodor.
Hold the door! Hold the door!
But
no, I don't wanna.
Hodor, and David is stabbed through the back before he can get inside. Kurt has absolutely no idea how to deal with what he's seeing.
Nope.
Fortunately, M3GAN already has her own plans for him.
You stole company secrets. An innocent prank at first, almost just to see if you could get away with it. But when David found out, boy, things just got real messy.
She forces Kurt to grab the blade and stabs him with it off screen. We see his body shortly after when he and David are discovered by the product launch crowd. This kill is significantly messier in the unrated cut, where they used a spurty blood tube. While M3GAN was originally shot as an R-rated film, John Stone...
That's the one I watched, because on Peacock they have the regular edition and then they have the uncut.
In the studio recognized its potential as a PG-13 movie.
The first trailer came out and it had such a big response from teenagers in the TikTok community. Universal is like, there's our audience.
They went back and did some minor reshoots, but besides a little more blood and a couple of F-bombs, the unrated cut of M3GAN isn't actually that different. I'm usually a fan of gore, but I think it was a good choice to make this accessible to teens. Not only did it result in an excellent box office run, but it works as a fun horror movie to acclimate younger viewers to the genre. M3GAN walks away from the chaos and steals herself a sweet ride to speed off towards Gemma's house. Gemma's tucking Katie into bed when she realizes her smart home's been disabled. She discovers M3GAN in the living room, playing a piano cover of Toy Soldiers by Martika. Or, if you want to rep the D like me, a cover of Like Toy Soldiers by Eminem. She tries to talk her down, but this toy's done playing around.
Look, I know you think you're maximizing your objective function.
Oh, really? Is that where we are?
M3GAN confronts Gemma.
I love that
revealing
line.
She's been sentient much longer than she's been letting on.
Do you remember how long it took to get my operating system to where it is now? We used to stay up every night until 4 a.m. talking about everything from Jane Austen to Janis Joplin. Jesus Christ, I thought we were friends.
The two get into a scuffle, during which Gemma smashes a glass of water on M3GAN's head. It stops her momentarily, allowing Gemma to escape. But soon enough, M3GAN's back up and running with a glitch that makes her 10 times scarier. Can we put her in rice or something? The chase leads into the workshop, where Gemma fends M3GAN off with a hedge trimmer. She gives her a hell of a bad hair day. God, everything you do just makes her scarier. M3GAN gets ready to finish Gemma off, but she's interrupted by Katie, who's finally over this friendship. M3GAN tries to win her back over to her side, but Katie has a new best bot friend now.
His name is Bruce.
Using Bruce, Katie
What up,
initiates
Bruce?
an all-out robot fight!
Yeah, baby!
She body slams the doll all to hell, and follows up by using Bruce to friggin' alien queen that android like a bishop.
Bam!
As far as I can tell, this fight is the only time a fully CG M3GAN was used. She was created by Fin Design and Effects, who otherwise worked throughout the film, making all the different puppets and animatronics look the same.
They
with
absolutely
digital
nailed it.
adjustments. For the practical elements of the fight, they trained with a cardboard box replica and pool noodles. That's fun. Well, M3GAN's
That
a
is
little
fun.
all over the place. Anyone who's watched a Chucky movie knows it takes a lot to keep a killer toy down.
It
Bruce
sure
trips
does.
and falls on top of Gemma, leaving her pinned and helpless as M3GAN's better half goes after Katie. Gemma spots Bruce's head nearby, reminding her of something she told Katie earlier.
And this little block right here is where all of his thoughts go.
It's his brain?
Gemma frees herself at the last minute and beats M3GAN up, removing all her face bits until her brain is fully exposed. M3GAN still nearly strangles Gemma to death until Katie puts her down with a screwdriver lobotomy. Counting this death will be controversial for various reasons, but in the spirit of the alien-android precedent, I'm gonna go ahead and do it.
That's
Gemma
fair.
and Katie are greeted outside by a squadron of police cars. Tess and Cole are there too, since they survived the workshop explosion. Huh, okay. The movie ends with Gemma's smart home turning on, implying that M3GAN may live on after all. How many people died when this high-tech doll went from Toys R Us to Toys R.I.P.? Let's find out and get to the numbers.
Angry eyes, one look from him can paralyze, resist at any I'm a place. Creeper left slap right across your face.
So good.
I counted 7 kills in M3GAN. Here's hoping for more in the sequel.
Yes,
the victims
please.
consisted of 4 male humans, 2 female humans, and 1 M3GAN, giving us this artificially generated pie chart.
If I had to guess for the next movie, they'll probably double it. Because maybe they thought that 7 wasn't really as much as you would expect. So I'm making that prediction now. I'm probably wrong, but I feel like it's going to come.
Just kidding. Human beings were paid to make that. If you count M3GAN as female, we've seen this count and break down 9 times before on this show, including in Get Out, Allison Williams' previous appearance. With a runtime of 102 minutes, M3GAN had a kill on average every 14.57 minutes. I'll give the golden chainsaw for coolest kill to M3GAN. It's one of those marathon deaths with lots of beats.
Yeah,
to
that
it.
whole
I love the way she
sequence
falls
was
back
just-
after getting stabbed in the brain. Dull machete for lamest kill will go to Ryan and Nicole, who were written out with a whiteout snowplow plowing. And that's it. M3GAN had its wide release in 2023 and absolutely smashed the box office.
Nice.
A sequel was greenlit like immediately, and I can't wait to see M3GAN 2.0 next year.
Yay!
Until next week, I'm James A. Janice. This has been the Kill Count.
On the next Kill
Ooh,
Count.
we got next.
The 80s are alive! Alive!
Yay!
Thanks to this week's Kill Count for Lisa Frankenstein.
How do you know my name?
Well, I
damn.
mean, it's the title of the movie, and also, people say it a lot.
Lisa.
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 Is that Sherry?
No,
It's Lisa.
it's Lisa.
Lisa Frankenstein is a horror comedy about a frizzy-haired high schooler who has trouble fitting in.
I can always count on her to work on Saturdays because she can't get a date.
That's
Her
messed up.
solution is simple. She summons a gentleman friend. He's the perfect Victorian undead emo boyfriend who's not afraid to share his thoughts.
Are you going to talk?
Or his feelings.
Oh no, god damn it, when you cry it smells like a hot toilet at a carnival.
The only thing he's missing is a few body parts, but he and Lisa can solve that in a jiffy. All they need is some sewing skills, an electrifying tanning booth, and some murder moxie.
Did you beat someone with the club? It's not that kind of club, man.
Before you know it, the creature's looking more like a real boy, and Lisa's gaining Madonna-level confidence.
Half the school is headed to Boner Town, and they don't even know it yet.
Written by Diablo Cody, Lisa Frankenstein is a cross between Edward Scissorhands and Heathers. Absolutely oozing style and 80s nostalgia.
Free lunch brush.
So do yourself a favor this week and watch Catherine Newton and Cole Sprouse have a ball.
All the kids are doing it.
It looks like a ball.
Then on Friday, put down the can of hairspray for a mo and watch the Kill Count, only on
Dead meat.
Hey, that's my line.
Hey, stole the line! You little stinker. All right, so this movie was so much fun. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I loved how the relationship between the aunt and her niece, how it started and then it sort of evolved through the movie. It felt so natural to be able to do. It wasn't like, you know, they are immediately bonding, or one scene they hate each other, and then like one scene later they love each other again, and it's explained off screen. None of that garbage. It was so great, and I loved how at first how wholesome it was when M3GAN met her, because all the singing and getting her to remember that story about her parents. I will say this though, I absolutely hated what happened to the dog. I'm glad it happened off screen because I don't want to see that. That's the last thing I want to see in any horror movie, is any animal being harmed. So that's good. And again, you know, with the relationship with M3GAN and the niece, that was also another cool thing about how much they sort of just connected right off the bat. I know she's programmed to, but like it also felt natural, even though it was pretty quickly. They all you had to do was just really be there for her to help her through her issues with her, you know, with her no longer having her parents. I could see how that could quickly change their relationship and make them closer, because whenever you bring up things that are like really that personal and you share it with somebody else and they're helping you through it, you get more and more connected each and every time. That's just from my experience anyway. So that's gonna do it for me here. Comment down below, let me know, what did you think about M3GAN? Please leave a like if you enjoyed. Please check all those links I have for you down the description below. Then lastly, and most importantly, I want to give a huge shout out to all my $5 and up supporters on Patreon: Luchador, Cruising, Wolverine 310, GBN, Kester Cronage, Amber K, Raymond Bright, Joshi, Chris Curtis, Haley Machinardi, Ann Perry, Lorca, Foss Coffany, Morgan Page, Misa, Misa2, Lauren, Jenny the Swiftie, Allison the Aesthetic Girl, Matt Hushy, Fleet Street Viscount, Christopher Banyard, Emily the Flower Lover, Travis Knops, Sophie the Sunset Girl, and Sarah Long. And if you too would like to have a shout out at each and every one of my videos, please head over to patreon.com/TheDanReactor for more. And I'll see you guys next time.